Hello and welcome inside the CitrusTV studios for the first fall installment of Cuse Countdown alongside Adam Unger and Matt Wieselthier. I'm Nick Dugan. Guys, after a 4-8 season last year, a new head coach in Dino Babers, a brand new system in place, what are you guys most looking forward to from the SU football team this fall?
Nick, you already said it. I'm most looking forward to the system that's going to be put in place. Syracuse had a hybrid position last year under Scott Schaefer. A lot of those players, Irvin Phillips, Dante Strickland, they were a little misused. They're very fast, love seeing the ball in their hands in space, see what they can do with it. I think in a fast-paced scheme that Dino Babers runs, it'll be a lot easier for them to get into space and make some plays.
And you already mentioned him, Dante Strickland, moving over from the hybrid position to the #1 running back, taking over for Jordan Fredericks this season. And honestly, he was rated higher coming out of high school, and he's got the speed to be very successful in this system. I'm really curious to see if he's going to be able to take the reins right away, straight from Jordan Fredericks.
And we really will have to see on Friday if Orange is going to be the new fast. The players were able to sit down with the media ahead of their matchup against Colgate on Friday. Let's hear what they had to say.
Come to play, you can't take any game for granted. They're FCS, but at the same time, they're still Division I athletes, and they've got a chip on their shoulder. So
FCS could definitely ball, especially those teams that are ranked on that level and who are competing for trying to win a national championship. They're not making that trip up to the dome to come lose. So we definitely got to go out there full intensity, ready to win.
Just like any other game, they're going to come out and play hard, FCS team, but we know they're still going to come and play. We're just going to do the things that we do and just play as hard as we could.
The mindset as right now, don't sleep on nobody. Just go out with a bang, go out full speed, don't care who the name is and everything like that. So yeah, Colgate's going to be Colgate. We're not sleeping on them. We just go play how we do, So yeah.
Even head coach Dino Babers has mentioned that this Colgate squad reminds him of his own 2013 Eastern Illinois team that went to San Diego State and beat the Aztecs 40-17 in their opening weekend. Guys, Syracuse 10-0 all-time against FCS opponents. Is the Orange on upset alert on Friday?
Absolutely not. Syracuse is going to be just fine. Look, I know there's a new coach coming in. I know there's a new scheme coming in. But in the grand scheme of things, Syracuse is still an FBS team. They're returning 17 starters from last season. And listen to this. Colgate's last 3 season openers have all been against FBS teams. They haven't played one of them to within 20. Syracuse is going to be just fine.
That being said, Colgate was 9-5 last season. Syracuse with a new head coach, new system. You're very curious to see how it all comes down in game play. Look, they did it in scrimmages, they did it in spring practice, yes. But will Syracuse come out when the actual game starts? And especially against a Colgate team, their season, they got some senior leadership. We'll see how they can do with that.
All right, guys, now on to X Factors. Adam, who do you have as your X Factor for Friday night's matchup?
My X Factor is a position group, and it's the linebackers shutting down Jake Melville. This kid threw for 2,500 yards last season for Colgate and 11 touchdowns, and he added another 1,000 yards rushing and 11 touchdowns on the ground. In order to keep him in check, you're going to have to keep another linebacker in the box in coverage. Make sure he doesn't get out of the pocket, because if he does, Syracuse might be in a little bit of trouble, but in the grand scheme of things, offense will take over this game for the Orange.
Yeah, my X Factor, though, a little similar, and that's going to be the punter, Sterling Hoffrichter, for Syracuse. And look, it sounds a little crazy, but Syracuse, they had Riley Dixon last year, one of the best punters in the FBS. Now, the team last year with the defense, not that good. Out of 127 teams, the Syracuse total defense, 98. In the red zone, 111 out of 127 teams. It's very important for Syracuse to get good field position. Otherwise, their defense is going to be in a lot of trouble all game, especially with Melville.
So no Riley Dixon back there anymore on the special teams. We'll have to see how Hoffrichter does. Matt, when it's all said and done on Friday, who takes home this game?
I could say they're on upset alert as much as I want, but let's be honest. Syracuse going against an FBS team. I'm going to take Syracuse 37-14. And look, this is Dino Babers' first game. Generally, your first game with a new head coach, you're coming out extremely inspired, and especially against a Colgate team that their last few times playing an FBS team, not so successful, especially last year against Navy with the Keenan Reynolds-led Navy. Not very good, so we'll see, but I'm going to have to take Cuse in this one.
I agree with you, Matt. I'm going to go 42-14 in favor of Syracuse. This is barely going to be more of a game than Rhode Island was last season for Scott Schaefer's Orange. The offense is going to be flying high. I don't expect Dino Babers to bring out his full bag of tricks in the new offense. However, the Orange offense is going to overpower Colgate, and that's going to help the defense. That's going to help special teams. That's going to help morale. It's going to help everything. Syracuse is going to be just fine, 42-14 Orange.
Despite an experienced Colgate team coming back into the Dome, our analysts have picked all orange here. That's all the time we have here in the CitrusTV studios. Thanks for joining us for this web edition of Cuse Countdown. For Adam Unger, Matt Wieselthier, I'm Nick Dugan.